Hello everybody, welcome to the next part of the Guild Wars Factions playthrough. We are back here once again at the Battle of Nika. We're here to show you guys the final form. So basically what I ended up doing strategically is I did end up bringing Mock still. He's actually on a tanky setup designed to basically not let him not keel over when a bad wind goes by. And he hasn't died yet, so far the plan is going well. I basically slapped on what I kind of dubbed as my tank Dervish build for my henchmen, where it's Avatar of Strength, Conviction, Flat Shield of Force, Aura of Thorns. Who he does a lot of like conditions and debuffs, but no, don't you go in there, Moxie. We're clearing the outside edge. We're being strategic, and basically what I ended up doing is I would flag back my heroes, and I would use him to aggro a group of the enemies and pull them in to make life a little bit easier. We still lost some people, like several of these henchmen still have death penalty on them, I imagine. But I would like to believe things have gone a bit easier. And now Mox is doesn't have any death penalty. He's ready to face. He doesn't have death's charge, which means he's not going to take he's not going to leap in as much as he does before, and he's not going to be as good at like blocking enemies from getting in, but he does have a nice advantage now of being less likely to die. If he's not dead, he can do more damage that way, to an extent. So I'm kind of banking on that one. Basically banking on him surviving long enough to get lots of value for my splinter weapon. And what we're basically doing right now is essentially going around this entire circle here to basically kill out all these temple cards, make sure they don't aggro to us in the fight, remove them as a possibility. We have plenty of time left over. I don't know if we still have time left for a master, because I was still trying to be careful. Because actually I did wipe the first time going on through here, which is what prompted me to decide to change up Mox's build, because the big problem we had was that Mox would die, and he's our front line, even with minions there to back him up, but neither did I want another melee character. So basically, instead, I just changed Mox's build to be tankier and more likely to not die. And so far, it's been going out well. There's one random ranger that I haven't aggro because he's been patrolling. So we're gonna try and keep you back here. We're gonna move Mox up, and basically, this is what I've been doing. I've been moving Mox up to get like a little bit of aggro. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't aggro anyone there. Yep, and then I'm gonna pull him back. And my goal with this strategy there is just that. Is to essentially pull in a decent amount of them, but not all of the enemy forces, to hopefully maximize the sheer amount of damage that we're able to polish without, taking too much crazy damage ourselves. Mox is doing a great job of surviving and taking aggro for us. Unfortunately, our back line is actually about to kill Vizu. Not what I planned to do, but it worked out great for me. So Vizu's dead, just leaving her minions left alive, which, as you can see, Mox has kind of been wailing on them somewhat. And I've been spamming my AoE abilities at the enemy. And now I have Ancestor's Rage, so I can actually do kind of a 1-2 like AoE damage punch with Spear Rift and then Ancestral Rage to try and make sure the enemy stays dead. There we go. Yeah, Mox definitely was a big boon here and keeping things going. And also, just in terms of tactics, man, like, it's so much more of a pain without him. Because, like, I was able to pull the enemy there. You could, like, if you had a range, you could probably have pulled them with your bow, if I'm being honest. But the biggest thing that was very nice with Mox is that he literally stood in there and survived the enemy attacking him long enough for us to kill Vizu by herself. We have done it. We have freed all the souls. I wonder if there was a chance or opportunity to read a pedestal for her. I'm not sure.
Though I knew someday Shiro would return, I wish secretly this day would never come. I recognize you. The Emperor has spoken to me of his half-brother, the man known as Master Togo. Tell me what you desire. If it's within my power, you shall have it.
200 years ago, on the day of the Jade Wind, you bested Shiro. We have come to you to learn how to do the same.
Yes, it was my blade that finally turned the tide of battle on that day. But it was not me who struck the final blow. If you wish to destroy Shiro, you must find the Luxan champion Archimedes and the Kurzik hero Victor, the two men who struck him down all those years ago.
Where do we find them?
The Luxans honor their great champion by keeping his spirit in a powerful spear, which passes between the clans. The Kurziks guard the urn of their hero with a vigorous zeal. Seek out these two artifacts, for if you have them both, the spirits inside can show you how to defeat Shiro.
Thank you, Vizu. It has been my honor to talk with you. I wish our visit could have been longer.
Do not worry on such things, Toko. There will be plenty of time for us to talk once Shiro has been defeated. You can count on that.
Dun 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 dun.
You have returned. Good, good. Sit. I shall tell you your future. The Emperor has his eye on you.
Me? Why would the Emperor be watching me?
Your good work has not gone unnoticed. He thinks you are trustworthy and brave.
But what does it mean? Why is he watching?
You, Shiro, will be rewarded for your service. You shall be singled out for something very important.
When?
Soon. Very soon.
You have served me well, warrior. Thank you, my Emperor. A man of your considerable fighting prowess should play a more important role in the campaign.
And massive size.
Don't you think? My lord? Why should your talents be spent defending the merchants from bandit raids, when they could be put to a better use? I do not fully understand. Rise, Shiro Tagachi, and take your place beside me as my personal bodyguard.
From a face only a mother could love. So our next part of the main story quest from the Emperor's voice. Emperor Kizu wishes to speak with you. When we received word that Shiro was within the city walls, he ordered the Imperial Army to surround the area. He is in the temple now, seeking counsel from the spirits ensconced there, and he awaits your arrival. I'll go to him now. And by now I mean in just a moment, because I need to, see if the skill vendor has anything I want. Let's see. New spells, but nothing I really want, so I guess we'll go see him. So we go to Tahnakai Temple, where the Emperor's voice wants us to go. Like, for such an important temple, you'd think, the environs would be a little less disgusting. I don't know about you, but I don't think the Emperor or this country has much pride in their where they live. I think honestly it's a sign of pride to make sure your area is nice and clean. This is a good scepter, a good chalice, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that it's just master shows how little Kantha actually seems to care about their people and their country. Just letting it be like this big of a mess. You're some guardians you are. We just beat the shit out of you, suckers. Got my level. There's Vizu's pedestal. What say you, stone pedestal? 200 years ago, a young, talented assassin known as Vizu gave her life protecting the Emperor. While attending the Harvest Festival, Vizu chanced to lock eyes with the Emperor's main bodyguard, and what she saw there chilled her to the bone. Acting upon a premonition, she began to make her way through the tightly packed crowds and closer to the temple. Before she could reach it, however, an alarm was sounded and she heard sounds of a fight from the tower, where Emperor Angxian was to have made his blessing to Duena. Using the tools of her profession, she shadow stepped to the tower, where she saw Shiro standing over the Emperor's body, feeding off of his life force. She called to him, and then, using the last reserves of energy, Shadow stepped behind him, digging her daggers into his shoulders. Vizu's brave move provided the Kurzik and Luxon champions the time they needed to get to the tower, and they finished off the betrayer using his own blades, which he had dropped when Vizu attacked. Fortunately, Vizu was killed when Shiro's death wail washed over the lands, in what had since become known as the Jade Wind. That's her statue, and that's her ghost. I think the statue's a little bit different. Anyways, the Kenthan Empire has seen dark times before. The fear that Shiro brings the darkness no light can penetrate. Shiro's purpose here was to bind these heroic spirits into the magical constructs that bent. I was tired. Bind these heroic spirits into magical constructs and bend them to his will. If he had been successful, he would undoubtedly have become much more powerful. Once again, young hero, the Empire finds itself in your debt. I have spoken with Vizu and learned much from her. I believe I can help you gain access to the artifacts of which she spoke. Count Petrov Zuhelter of the Karziks has sent his people here to begin arbitrating annual terms of war between his people and the Luxons. I will attend to that, and while I do, you'll take the opportunity to speak with his daughter, who is traveling with them. If she were made to understand the importance of our mission, I believe she would persuade her father to help us. Find my tenant, the one known as the Emperor's Voice, and he'll give you further instructions. I feel like Mox, while I was reading that, was spazzing out. That's the feeling I get. We're gonna roleplay this, and we're gonna walk smoothly, from here out the gate and into the unknown. And don't worry, I'm not gonna break out into a copyrighted song because I don't want to make your ears bleed. Here's the Emperor's Voice. Let's see, in that one, I wonder what the heck with that. If that goes anywhere. You know what, I'm curious. Let's go this way real fast. We'll come back. I want to see where this stairs goes, because I don't remember. And I might as well document it for the future. Come on, we can do it. We're almost there. Oh, by the way, I now finally have enough Naga pelts because I've been playing through on a second character through factions, and I got enough Naga pelts that I can finally finish the Naga oil quest that we were doing before. Finally. You're just basically playing through Shinji, killing Naga, doing side quests. Kind of brought it upon us. Ooh. There's temple acolytes and a statue of Duena. Once was a statue of Duena, apparently. What does the statue of Duena say? And when the world rang with the clanging of swords and did fire fall from the skies, Duena, goddess of life and air, heard the wailings and pleas of the weak. And when rumblings of war did not cease, her charge Doric, who did prostrate himself at her feet. And cast she now a glance upon the war-torn lands, in wasted flesh of the fallen, and with tears upon her cheek did lay her gentle hands upon the prostrate man. Then saith she unto him and all her charges, Lay down thy weapons, and as I have done unto ye, so ye must do for your brethren. Offer protection to the weak, give solace and shelter to those who need it. Be ye a salve to the wounded, for I am your goddess, and I will give blessings to all these teachings. The scriptures of Duena. 115 BE before Exodus. Interesting. What happens if we kneel? I had a destroyed shrine of Dwayna. Nothing. Oh, wait, never mind. There is an avatar of Dwayna here. Countless are the blessings of Dwayna. Do you dedicate this offering to one in particular? Interesting. So there's also a statue of Balthazar over there. This is a statue of Grand, the statue of Lissa. I guess there's maybe the statue to of all 5 gods here. I didn't even know this was here, or at least if I did know it before, I did not remember it. For weeks did the battle rage on, and those who had taken up the mantle of war grew weary, and their courage began to falter. Then did Balthazar, god of war and fire, appear to the soldiers, carrying with him a grand sword that did glow with such brilliance it blinded any who looked upon it. When he spoke, his voice was like thunder, and it shook the ground with force. Then saith he, Lift up thy weapons, for you are my soldiers, and must you be steadfast, strong and brave of heart. They who neither hesitate nor stumble shall be rewarded. Then shall you have glory, then shall your deeds be remembered for eternity. And then did release from his sword 100,000 flames which encircled the soldiers. For this was the fire of courage, and forthwith did they follow the god into battle without fear or hesitation. Thence was the enemy struck down. The scriptures of Balthazar, 48 BE before Exodus. Let's see what happens. So, what is the avatar of Balthazar look like? Champion of Balthazar. Oh, apparently, I feel like this is a trap. You think yourselves prepared to serve the fish, the god of war? The fisher of all hosts dangers far greater than any you have faced in the mortal realm. Balthazar's realm is for no place for those who have not ascended. All henchmen must leave your party before I permit you to enter. Oh, so that's the fisher of woe entrance. That's a fisher of woe entrance? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. And I was like, oh, I can give him offerings. Oh, interesting. It was kind of my thought process there. And it was that a tribe of godless... This is the shrine of Landry, by the way. And it was that a shrine of godless humans wandered the land. Where camp did they lay waste, senselessly destroying everything nearby. And so the tribe set out to find another camp. When suddenly sprouted a wall of thorny branches which blocked their exit. Then saith Ewan, leader of the tribe, Know ye our ways. Whosoever does magic in this tribe shall be put to death. Yet none comes forth. Then from the earth grows forth a large tree, and unfurling its branches reveals the upper torso of a woman. Saith she, I am Landry, the mother of earth and nature. Henceforth I bind ye to these lands. When they suffer, so shall ye suffer. And as she saith, so it was done. From their limbs sprouted branches, and the wood in their veins it was the sap of trees. Then was Ewan and his tribe converted, and they became the stewards of nature. Scriptures in Landry, 48 BE. Let's see. So because they were godless humans and they were destroying everything, she turned them into trees to protect nature. Just goes to show, don't fuck with Mother Nature. Statue of Grant, what saith you? Came then Desmina, scorned and exiled by her people, and in her misery and wretchedness Desmina cursed the gods for abandoning all who like her admired power and ambition. And asketh she, Where is the god to whom I may give my devotion? My undying devotion. Where is the god to whom I may beg revenge against those who scorn me? And rebelled then the earth from far below, and with a terrible groan split open, the ground grew white with frost and ice, and from forth the frozen earth spilled the rotted and skeletal minions of Grenth. Appeared then the god, and with bony hands outstretched, welcomed the girl into his fold. Saith he, I am your god, follow where I lead, come whence I call, and the rotted corpses of the dead will be yours to control. And swearing allegiance in life and beyond, did Desmina thence become the god's first follower. I feel like we read that one somewhere else already. Maybe probably a common one. Yeah, this is to the underworld. That's that. So that one's definitely to the underworld. So this is the Statue of Lissa. And it was that a stranger came to the village of Ren seeking shelter and employment. Though young in years, her body was stooped and twisted, stooped and twisted, her flesh eaten by disease. Ye have the mark of plague upon ye, said the citizen named Galric. Leave this place lest you sicken our people. I have lost my family and my home, cried the desperate woman. Have you no heart? Yet each person did look away. Then from the crowd came a young woman, Sarah. She looked upon the woman with pity. If you need help, said Sarah, I'll give it. And Sarah did approach the gnarled bent woman and did offer her a helping hand. Then the sickened one pulled from her body the robes of plague, revealing herself to be the goddess Lissa. The people around fell to their knees, begging Lissa's mercy, but lifting Sarah gently, saith she, true beauty is measured not by appearance, but by actions and deeds. Many have eyes, but few have seen. Of all here, you saw the beauty behind the illusion, and you alone shall be blessed with my gifts. I mean, that's kind of an awkward thing. I mean, if she wasn't the goddess and she was actually plague-ridden, then Sarah would have killed them all, and well, you know. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like, you know, I understand the sentiment, but logically speaking, there's a bit of a problem. Oh, he has something to talk about. Song guy. The righteous face persecution for their righteousness. The humble find themselves in the gutter of society. Their humility seen by none. Yet the brave fight for us all. This is the path the gods have chosen for us, and so we will follow. The road is treacherous, and the goal is not always within reach. But you will never walk the path alone. What troubles you, my child? Tell me about this place. I am but a humble servant of the gods, but what knowledge I possess is yours to command. How old is this temple? For the construction of Tahnakai Temple, this humble hill, for it was a hill, before the growing city swallowed it, was one of the first great sites of worship in Kantha. Another ancient site is located in what is now called the Nafui Quarter. Do you prefer this hill to Tahnakai Temple? Each place has its purpose. Every purpose has its place. Do not suppose Tahnakai is less than sacred simply because it is young. Nevertheless, the ground upon which we stand is perhaps the best place in all of Kantha to become closer to the gods. Teach me about the gods. There are those who believe the gods only watch over those who choose this profession or that. So many warriors who revere only Balthazar. So many rangers who serve only Melandru. Assassins are ritualists bound in service to Grenth. Yet this is short-sighted, for no human can see into the minds of the gods. Or is it? Each deity has something to offer to everyone, in every profession. Approach the statues and learn for yourself. Who are you? I am of little importance. A mere caretaker of this temple. Oh, yeah, we've already read that one. Maybe not. I am no more or less important than any other gods of the creations, but through their teachings I may perhaps teach others. Thank you for your time. Interesting, dude. So basically, I guess that like hill up there was the original site, and then the rest of the temple, I guess, grew around it, and apparently the city. But it's like, why build a city like up this way when like around it when you lit like, I mean, I know they have like all around here, but like you seem like, and I know like locks in the cards. I mean, I kind of feel like there are better ideas. Alright, but the Emperor's voice. Let me speaketh to you. The Emperor is a very wise man. You should take his advice and seek out Danica. It sounds like she might become a very valuable ally in the future. I accept your money and your advice. We have learned of a growing movement among the Kurzik youth that might prove helpful to our cause. Seems they have been stirred by recent events, having grown tired of watching the world pass them by from the comfort and protection of their grand towers. The Emperor wishes you to speak with Danica Zuhelter, Count Zuhelter's daughter. She may prove more prone to helping us gain the urn of St. Victor than her elders. Seek her out near the Sunjiang district. Menlo will accompany you into Kurzik territory. It is Menlo's hope that he will be able to call in some favors since he gave the Zuhelter some assistance many years ago, while he was still a student at the monastery. I will speak with Danica. we won't have enough time really to do the next part because I can't go super long on this episode, but I'm kind of curious about. I don't think I really ever explored Tahnakai Temple outside of the mission, so I'm kind of curious to see what we can access. Because, maybe those of you wanting your own lore runs, maybe it might be easier to do the mission standard and focus on killing stuff and then coming back to explore the temple. So, I mean, it does look like we kind of did the full circle around it because it looks like she's kind of in the center of the temple and there's kind of multiple entrances. So let's kind of just get an idea of the lay of the land. Why don't we? Except, of course, we get stuck behind a temple guardian because we can't have nice things. Apparently, we can go out this exit into Tahnakai Temple itself back there. But we did get Master Reward in case I forgot to point that out. So, you too could do this. And I guess you could probably use something other than Mox to do it. Or if you have a longbow, you can probably use that to pull to your advantage. But I kind of just used Mox to do it for me. And it ended up working out nicely. So, if you guys probably think of your own plans to do it. Yeah, it does look like you can explore the entirety of the temple. Oh, can we speak to the spirit? What happened? What say you, Naku? Curse that Shiro. After what he has done to me and to all of the people of Kantha, I wish that I could join you and kill him myself. During the Tengu Wars, the people of my village were ruthlessly slaughtered. I will not see that happen to the people of this city. I cannot do much to help, as I am unable to leave this temple, but perhaps I can give you some useful advice. If you are traveling to Equivald Forest, beware. Not all is what it seems, and at times the forest itself can come alive. I'd never talk to these guys like this. I'm going to explore the rest of the temple. This episode's definitely going to be confirmed, titled Exploring Tahnakai Temple. Now, it looks like you can, if you guys want to explore this stone pedals in your own time, you can talk to this stone pedestal outside the mission. Good to know. After seeing this is Kitai. After seeing firsthand what Shiro is capable of, I fear I may have underestimated his abilities. During his first reign of terror, we remained safe here in Tahnakai Temple, but his boldness, intruding on even the legendary heroes of Kantha, this has me very worried. I will aid you whenever I can as you follow his trail. Not really sure what you can do, and you're a lot shorter than your statue, gives an idea of. I think you were the first one I did, right? Yeah, that's the Tahnakai Temple, so you were the first one. Maybe it's not her that was the super tall one. I think actually it was the war, I think, near the end. She wasn't the super tall one. You look a lot crazier in your statue than you do as a ghost. A lot more mellow. I guess death has mellowed her out. Or maybe the statue's just larger than life. Maybe a bit of both. Who knows, really? And now we get to take our time exploring the area. I mean, this part of Tahnakai Temple isn't too bad looking, even if some of the stonework could use a little bit better maintenance. And there's potholes here. What am I, in California? I should know from experience. Alright, let's see. Tenai, what say you? Shiro may be gone from this place, but no doubt he has learned what he came for. I fear your battle with him is only beginning. Well, at least the Necromancer gave us advice about the Equivald Forest, where the plants in the forest seem to come alive. You guys are just saying, he's planning stuff. I'm of course he's planning stuff. It's a good. I understand it's supposed to be, can feel and stuff, but oh well. Car says, I thank you for freeing me, and I thank you also for what you must do. Kill Shiro. But first, you must travel to Equivald Forest and gain the sacred urn of Saint Victor. I wonder if these guys say something different if you come back after you complete the campaign. Now I'm kind of curious. Sorry. And I wonder if the normal people can see them when they're here, or if it's only because we are closer to the stars can we see and speak to these ghosts. Though it must be kind of a boring existence if they're literally just standing there in front of their own statue. Or is this like recent change of things? You're the warrior, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure you're the warrior. You're not as tall as I expect. You look exactly the same as the ranger. They definitely use the generic models for these guys. Thank you for rescuing me. If I could, I would offer you my sword to assist you in your task. And instead, I offer you this advice. Ekavold Forest is a dangerous place. Beware of the Wardens. They no longer serve to protect the forest. I wonder what they serve. I don't really know what the lore of the Wardens, if I'm being honest. I know that they're the primary trash enemies that you encounter going through the Ekavold Forest, but I don't actually know anything about their origins off the top of my head. Maybe we'll learn about it through side questing. That'd be kind of fun. You could probably look it up on the wiki, but what's the fun in that? Shiro, this Shiro is an evil presence. Would that you had my assistant to help you. We could end his reign. Still, you will have to press on without me. I wish you luck. You will need it. And I think, my main character in this, we should be put up in a temple in a Statue of Tahnakai Temple. I think considering the fact we just stopped Shiro, saved Kantha, equally impressive what these guys did, but I don't think we're going to get that recognition. What say you, ritualist? I know not who I am, but somehow I know this. You must now travel to Deadwood Fall and retrieve the Urn of St. Victor from Kurzak House of Elter. So apparently somebody's just listening to what the Emperor told me to do. Not very impressive, ritualist. I expected more from you. Alright, we're going to do one more. We're going to see if Vizu has anything useful to say. And then that'll be the last part we do for the episode. A nice, relaxing exploration part. Doing something I've never done before. At least not that I can remember. Just going into Tahnakai Temple and just seeing what people have to say. Thank you for freeing me from Shiro's bonds. I hope this place is safe again. You may visit whenever you wish to console with me or any of the other heroes of Tahnakai Temple. I kind of tempted, after a certain point, of coming back here to see if their dialogue changes at all. But anyways, to Vinku Corridor, and that'll be the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys liked the video, slap that like button down below. Subscribe to see more of my content, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.